again, everyone. This is part 2 of a 3-part series doing some swatchings of products I got in my last Black Friday haul from Jackson's. And the first one in this 3-part series was the Haze, the Schmincke Haze watercolor set, which is part of the super granulation sets. So I'll put a link to that below. And then today I'm going to be swatching just sort of some random Schmincke colors that I got. And these 3 in particular are kind of interesting because these are in actually a lot of the granulating collections, these different turquoises here. So so I thought you might like to see what they look like on their own if you want to try and get those. The other big color in a lot of them is Potter's Pink, and I suppose I should say ultramarine blue, PB29. I would go for the most granulating. They have several iterations of blue, of that ultramarine blue. I don't remember which one is their darkest and most granulating, but that's the one I would get for mixing if you do want to try and replicate some of those granulating colors. Okay, so I've already put it in this little watercolor set here. Down below were the haze colors that I swatched in the last video, and then sprinkled throughout here are the colors that I am going to be swatching for you today. I'm going to do it on the same sheet of paper here. I'm going to leave that. Let's see, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that it focuses. So I'm actually going to get those tubes back out and put them over here for my reference so that I can tell you what I'm swatching. Okay. And all right, let's get started. So the first one I'm actually going to do these a little bit out of order from how they appear in my palette, but the first one I'm going to do is the Quin Purple, which is just one that I had on my wish list, and it is a really beautiful, vibrant purple. And this would be a really nice addition to any palette. I've actually been working more with purples in my palette and have been liking it. So you can get a lot of nice neutrals. You can get really a lot of vibrant colors, mixing colors like this with other colors. So that's kind of what I've been doing. All right, the next one is Naples Yellow Reddish. Oh, I should tell you. So this, what's the pigment? The pigment is PV55 on that quinacridone purple. The Naples Yellow Reddish is going to have a lot of pigments. Let me go ahead and get that on the paper so you can see it. So that would make a very nice lighter skin tone, perhaps. You could also work with this in florals, I would say. So the colors in this one are PW6, PW4, PR242, and PY42. So you have 2 whites in here. And it is an opaque pigment. The next one I have is Indian Yellow, which is my new favorite yellow. And it's kind of interesting because I recently swatched Daniel Smith's Indian Yellow, and this one and that one are so different. I actually have them both in my palette here. And I'll actually show you that card here to show you the difference between the two. Okay, so Indian Yellow is PY110 and PY154. So it's 2 different yellow pigments. And then let me show you the difference here. So and this is actually a fairly dark swatch of this Schmincke Indian Yellow, but look how much lighter in quality this Daniel Smith Indian Yellow is. I mean, I chose to put both of them in the same palette because I could use this as a lighter yellow and a more orange leaning yellow together, and have, I mean, this isn't really a cool yellow, but I could use it as a cool yellow and a warm yellow in this palette. So that's why I added that there. The next one is, so now I'm going to be going on to those turquoises, which are really granulating and make, you could make some of the granulating mixes with that. So this first one is Schmincke Cobalt Turquoise. I'm actually going to go up here and do those here. And very vibrant, very pigmented. And you are going to get quite a bit of granulation from this one. And that is PG50. And then we're going to go with Cobalt Green Turquoise, which is PB36. So it's actually a blue pigment, but it's definitely a blue-green. And this is probably my favorite of the three that I have here, and seems to be the more granulating of the three. At least that's what it seems like to me. And then the last one is Cobalt Green Dark, which is PG26. So this one definitely looks like a green, but it's really nice. And actually, I'm going to have a little bit of fun here. I'm actually going to mix, let's try mixing the Quin Purple with that Schmincke Green Dark. See what we get. See, now that's actually beautiful. You get a really beautiful deep purple mixing that too. I definitely erred on the side of more purple rather than the green because I didn't want it to overwhelm. Let's go with that Indian yellow. Get a fair amount there. Indian yellow with the Cobalt Turquoise. Okay, and that's going to give you sort of a lighter green there. Very pretty. And with this violet here, you can actually see some granulation. I'll put this closer up to the camera, but that's showing you how this color can be added to a lot of different colors and create a very rich granulating mix. This one should granulate as well. Okay, so that middle one's the only one I haven't used. Let's try mixing it with the Naples yellow reddish. It's probably not going to be the most successful because this is a fairly opaque color, but I think they both are opaque. So let's see what happens. But it might just end up being a little bit murky. Let's see. Oh, actually, I quite like that. And here where I didn't mix a lot, you can kind of see that coming through. So that was these two together, and then these two together. All right, I actually quite like that, more than I thought I would. All right, so I'm gonna put this up to the camera so you can see that these three colors are not granulating, but these are definitely very granulating. Maybe this one is actually the most granulating of the three. I thought maybe it was this one, but I think the dark green is probably the most. And you can see here, there's definitely some nice granulation coming out in these mixes. So, I mean, you could create your own super granulating collection with colors like these, which is kind of why I wanted to show them to you. Also why I wanted to get them so that I could try some fun mixes for myself, because I was noticing that these turquoises were in a lot of the super granulating collections. And as I was saying, Potter's Pink, which is in this haze pink here, is a real big one that's in a lot of them, and PB29, which is an ultramarine blue. All right, well, that's all I had for you today. I have one last swatching coming out of this Black Friday haul, which is going to be these Aqua Drop Schmincke liquid watercolors, so stay tuned for that. That will be the next and final video in my Black Friday haul from Jackson's. All right, well, take care. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day. And that actually looks pretty darn cool. I kind of like how it looks lighter here where I mixed it less. Still getting some granulation in there. Yeah, Lots of fun. I'm definitely going to be doing some color mixing swatches with these. All right, take care. Bye.